Hello, stress management students. What this video is about is explaining the activity that you've been assigned for this week. The activity, I'm just referring to it as an anger worksheet. It is worth 20 points, and all you'll need to do is type your answers into this form and submit this form by the due date. What this activity is all about is getting a bit more familiar with the causes of our anger, also how we're responding and perhaps reacting to it. Um, Keep in mind that, even though it does say anger worksheet, we're going to be looking at any of the shades of anger, which could include feeling frustrated or feeling irritated, impatient. Um, you know, some people will say, I felt upset. And what they really are talking about is they felt some shade of anger. So, what I'm asking you to do is identify three incidents that happened during the course of this week in which you felt some frustration or some shade of anger. And in this particular column where you're responding to the incident, what I want you to do is keep it brief. You do not need to disclose what all was going on. Um, for example, if it was me on a commute and someone pulled in front of me, etc., I could, excuse me, I could just describe the incident as commuting incident. So I know that, with this information, there's a good possibility that some of it's going to feel pretty personal. So you do not need to disclose personal information um, anywhere on the form, and in particular with the incident. So just brief explanation, and I would like to see three different incidents. Um, if you're at all like the typical person, remember on average we experience 10 to 15 anger episodes a day. Um, if you honestly aren't recognizing that during the course of this week, it is fine if you want to go with something that has been the source of long-term anger, if you want to examine that more closely. Okay, this second column is a really important piece of this assignment, and I do want you to be very specific. It says, what personal need or expectation failed to be met? Remember, every episode of anger is the result of an unmet expectation, an unmet need, or it could just be you didn't get something that you wanted. So I want you to very specifically identify what was it that you expected, needed, or wanted that you did not get. And this can really be valuable um, to understand this, or to look more closely at it, or to just sit down and spend some time actually identifying and pinpointing what did I need that I didn't get. Okay, third column, do you believe that your expectation is realistic? Um, you could think realistic. You could also think, is it a fair expectation? Is what I'm expecting of, it might be of someone else, is it realistic? Is it really fair? Or is it really something that I need to be taking care of myself? So, with this, it's just going to be a yes or no. Fourth column, have you previously expect this need or expectation? So, with this question, this is a real key one too. have you specifically stated, this is what I need? This is what I want. This is what I'm expecting. Have you actually communicated that to the other person in a really clear and straightforward way? Um, what happens sometimes with this activity is some people realize with this question that they really have not ever clearly expressed this to the other person. And so, when we don't do that, we're somewhat depending on that other person to be a mind reader or to be psychic. And so, and with this also, I want to say for some of us, we might sit there and go, well, I shouldn't have to express it. It should just be common sense. And, it's always very interesting to me, in my experience, there are things that in the past that I've thought, well, it should just be common sense. I really shouldn't need to say this. But I don't think it's fair to assume that all of us have the same type of common sense. So this is a good question to think about. Have I actually expressed this need? Okay, so this question is asking you to actually identify how you responded, or it might be how you reacted when this incident occurred. Okay, so what was your response or your reaction? Um, did you not react or not response? That is actually, you could consider that a response. It could be I stuffed it, or I pretended I wasn't angry, or I tried to pretend it didn't bother me. Or it could be I threw something, or it could be I screamed, or it could be I just walked away and slammed the door, you know, or it could be I expressed my concern. So, yeah, how did you respond or react? And then the final question is asking, um, what you thought about your response or reaction. Was it helpful? So, not was it good or bad, was it helpful? I have had some students go one more column over, and I don't include it, but if you would like to, you can. You can go take this one more step and actually identify what a more helpful response would be. That would be a really cool additional question to be addressing. So I hope this helps. Um, your due date for this assignment is posted in the module, and I hope you find this interesting and valuable. Okay, so have fun with this week, and I'll talk to you soon.